Good morning, good afternoon, depending on the time that you're viewing this. My name is Peter Kanyera Oshugu. I'm a student at Strathmore University, currently taking a master's in data science and analytics. This is a presentation on the business intelligence course, or the business intelligence unit, and part of it is also attached to my report that I'll be submitting, as well as also the data set that I was using. My title for this is Business Intelligence for HR Analytics, and I'm going to leverage Power BI to transform HR data into actionable insights. On my introduction, every company needs a strong HR department to ensure employees are happy and productive. This is like the heart of every organization or every other company. HR teams work to attract good people, that is, good employees, pay them fairly, and keep them motivated. However, understanding trends in employee retention, salary fairness, and job satisfaction requires analysis of large amounts of data. So, business intelligence tools like Power BI help HR teams proceed and visualize this data for better decision making. So, to enhance HR management, I'll address these questions as part of my business problem statement. Question number one is, how can we reduce employee turnover? Number two, are salaries equitable across roles and departments? The third one, which recruitment channels attract top talent most effectively? And also the fourth one is, how can we improve employee job satisfaction? By answering these questions, this will enable the HR team to use data driven strategies that will improve workforce planning, employee retention, employee services, and sustain business growth at large. So after now getting the data set that I'm using is HRO dataset. That's the name. This contains employee-related information used for HR analytics and decision making. The raw data often comes with inconsistencies such as missing values, duplicates, incorrect formatting, and data entry errors, which need to be addressed to ensure reliable analysis and reporting. So first step is to remove the duplicates, eliminating anything that is duplicated. The other one is handling missing values in fields like salaries, department, and this could have been there because of maybe during employee onboarding. Someone missed out or they didn't provide a certain information and that was skipped out the process. And then we could also standardize formatting. You will find that there are some columns that are meant to be numerical, but they contain text and certain things. So standardizing this ensures that we've been able to data clean this and prepare it before we are actually able to do any analysis of this data. So after cleaning this data, I was able to just export it as CSV. This allows me to now import it afresh. Well, you don't have to do that, but it allows you to import it afresh. So as you can see on my screen, this is a dashboard example of what I have done. In my dashboard here, you will see that I've been able to put out. So I first of all generated a wallpaper. In my study, we realized that wallpapers ensures that the dashboard is clean, the dashboard is presentable, and someone can actually be visually attracted to it in such a way. So you will see that there are fields like department, the year of employment, the head count. Like for example, in selecting all years and in selecting all departments from the screen, you can see that the head count is around 311 people. Out of these 311, terminated at 33%. So I was also able to do a percentage wise. This ensures easy visibility and just at a glance, one can be able to summarize some data. Active employees are at 67%. That is huge. If you get 67% and 33 terminated, that is close to like a third. So that means out of three people who are employed, one of them will obviously leave the organization, which is not a good trend. I've also been able to classify them into male and female, also percentage wise, just easier. I know it's easier to translate percentage wise metrics as compared to numerical metrics. At the fine, we have salaries, the total salaries, plus also how the total salaries are distributed among departments. We have also a tabular information based on departments, based on recruitment source, employee position. We also have pie charts based on performance, satisfaction, and marital status. So you'll realize that some of these things are not just clicking a button and say, but requires more and more analysis. This could mean things like including extra tables. This could mean like doing metrics. These are measures. So just adding a measure. So you'll realize that in my analysis, I was able to add a measure table and use this measure table to ensure that I'm able to get data from the original table, which is the HR data, and then use calculation of formulas in such a way that I'm able to get some of this in such a way that it's easier. Even going forward, just adding data, you're able to pick this up from there. So, some of the insights or some of the key things that I was able to figure out after doing this analysis is that one, employee turnover trends. You'll realize that many employees leave within the first 3 years. So, this means that an employee is recruited in the year 2000. By the time it gets to 2003, this employee has already left or they're in the process of leaving. And the highest turnover observed is in the operations and finance department. Recommendations based on these insights will be number one, to implement mentorship programs. Mentorship programs will ensure that staff who've seasoned are able to encourage those who've just new to be able to stay more, improve onboarding processes, and then conduct exit interviews to identify retention challenges. This could ensure that you're able to capture what is it that makes people want to leave. The other dashboard results that we'll talk about is salary. Salary is really important when it comes to employees. So we realize that there's a gender gaps exist within certain roles. This is significant because of difference across departments. I know this is a key concept that I might not be able to understand because I don't work in the HR department, but this is based on the data that I found. Recommendations are conduct salary audits to ensure pay fairness. Number two, implement structured pay scales based on industry benchmarks. This means comparing ourselves to the industry or comparing ourselves to people out there. This will ensure that one of the things that people will not end up leaving the organization for is salary. The other one is strengthen HR policies for pay transparency. At times, you realize that you're working with the same position within someone in the same organization or department, but you realize one of you gets to be paid better than the other person. So, policies to for pay transparency will really go a long way. The other key insight we could look at is recruitment channels. From the insights, you'll see one of even the presentation that I shared is employees recruited through referrals and LinkedIn perform better and stay longer. This means referrals means someone has been able to actually experience the good aspects of this organization and has encouraged their colleagues to do that. LinkedIn will bring in a professional aspect of it, so that's good to check. And then job board hires have higher turnover rates. So this means job boards like not literally LinkedIn, job boards like Monday, Brighter Monday, and certain things are classified here. So recommendations would be increase referral incentives for employees. This ensures that our employees will be the ones who are going to speak out for us there, and they're the ones who will be able to bring out good people and character. Prioritize LinkedIn recruitment for target hiring, and then reduce reliance on job boards. I know we even actually pay a lot for these job boards, so reducing that will actually go in a long way. Another key feature we can look at is employee engagement and satisfaction. The key insights are that employees with training and career growth opportunities report higher job satisfaction. Departments with limited professional development show lower retention rate. So what this means is that when we get an employee into our aspect or we get an employee, we research shows that when we invest in them through trainings, invest with them through professional studies, invest with them through courses. They are able to stay longer. They are able to perform better. So some these are some of the things that are key, and you can be able to see from the analysis there. And the recommendations based on this were invest in learning and development programs, provide clear progression paths, career, conduct regular employee feedback surveys. This will ensure that we are able to see and employees are able to tell us areas that we need to improve, areas that we need to add some more, and certain things out of them. So, in conclusion, the summary of the insights is that one, higher turnover in the first 3 years. We need better retention strategies. That is clear. Number two, pay gaps and salaries disparities. We need a structured pay policy to ensure that we actually sort this out. Three, recruitment channels efficiency varies. So this means we need to focus on where we've realized most of our staff who come from there are able to stay longer. This is referrals and LinkedIn. Our training improves engagement. So we need to invest in our staff professionally in development programs. So the next steps are applying these techniques to real HR data where I work at Save the Children. So this data wasn't real data. I couldn't be able to pick the real data and use it here because of data protection policies, So I picked this data from the public domain, and then now I'm going to actually apply the steps as I've learned a lot through this process, and then automate HR dashboards for real-time reporting. This will ensure that I'm able to put in, for example, instead of storing this information out there, I'm putting it, let's say, for example, in SharePoint and then connecting SharePoint to Power BI. And this ensures that there's real time data. Just by refreshing, everything is refreshed. And then we'll expand analysis to include predictive analysis for workforce planning. I know I've not yet done everything that's needed for this course of needed for this unit, but I'll continue improving, and improving ensures that I'm able to even discover more insights that will be able to help the organization. So thank you all, and that's it. Peter, bye.